once we have our instructions in our sheet protectors and in our binder, we can start preparing the papers. Now I've taken this instruction out of the binder, out of the sheet protector, because of the glare it makes, so you can see it better. But what we're going to do next is we're going to cut up all of our papers. This is the stack of papers that came with the daggered medallion. And we're going to do this before we even purchase any fabric, or before we even look at fabric or cut fabric. I think it's important to have all of this paperwork done beforehand, because if you're like me, once you get the fabric home, you're just so eager to start cutting it up and piecing it. Well, if you bring the fabric home and you have not cut up these papers, this is another step you have to take before you can cut up your fabric. And it often leads to, let's put the project aside, I'll do it some other time. And so all of a sudden, before you know it, and before you've even started working on it, you've got an unfinished project. So I like to get all the paperwork done before. So at the end of this process of cutting the papers, you're going to have stacks of bags with papers, all the papers cut up. So this stack will be gone, and you'll have a little stack of bags with all the papers in it that belong in there. What we're going to do is we're going to cut up this whole entire stack, and we won't have any papers left except for the papers that will be in the bags. And we'll have all of our bags with the papers, the units, and the templates all ready to piece. So let's move this to the side. And here's a bag I've used several times. You can see I just mark it out and put the new label on it. So this is going to be bag A, so I'm going to put a big A on it. So that's bag A. So we'll leave this to the side right now. So we're going to look at our first cutting instructions for bag A, and it says we're going to do, if you look at this, it says in parentheses there's a number 1. That means there's one sheet of NP 469. So let's look through our stack, and let's find NP 469 and take it out. And I can't show you the whole sheet at once, but I can show you left half and right half. Here's the left half, and I've marked this with my green marker, and I'll show you that. That means there are 4 unit A's on this sheet, and I've marked this line here so you can see where they're divided. So what you're going to do is cut out the units. You're going to cut those 1/8 to 1/4 inch from the outside line. You need the extra on the units for your final trimming once you've pieced them with the fabric. You'll also see that this matches what this looks like. This would be the left-hand side on here. And if we flip it over, we see the Unit A background template layout sheet here, and then the accent units, or the Unit A accent templates down here. And now the templates, you're going to cut those on the outside line. And if you'll note that this is a template layout sheet. It says Unit A background template layout sheet. So that means there are several templates. In this case, there are 4 templates on one sheet. So you're going to cut out this entire sheet on this outside edge. That's what you do with the template layout sheets. If you look down here, this is alternate Unit A accent template layout sheet. So the layout sheet means there are 3 templates, 3 of the same templates on one sheet. This one is a template layout sheet, so you'll cut that out on the solid line on the very outside edge. Do not cut these apart yet. And if you look at over here, you'll have Unit A accent template A-4. They appear to be the same things. This is probably, if you want to make different fabrics for each one, you'll use these. So if you're using these, you'll cut each one of these along the outside. So you'll have 3 little pieces here for probably 3 different fabrics, and here you'll have just 1 piece that you'll cut up later. I'll just use my rotary cutter, and let me move this out of the way. Take this off to the side. So I'll just go 1/4 inch to 1/8 of an inch away, And I'm going to cut both of these out like that. So here's your Unit A, and you'll have 4 of these. Now here we have all of our templates cut out for the NP469. And according to our diagram here, these all go in bag A. So we have our 4 Unit A's. We have our template layout sheet for the background. And we have our alternate layout sheet for the accent. And we have our single templates for the accent. That's an option depending on which fabric we're going to choose. So then we just take all of these and we place them in bag A. And you go on then to the next section for probably bag B or B1, 2, whatever the next section is. You might have 1, 2, 3, 8 bags. It just depends on the pattern you're using. So when it's finished, you'll have a stack of bags, and depending on how many bags you need depends on the quilt pattern. So you'll have bags all filled with papers, cut up papers, ready to cut your fabric when you get it, and then you won't have any of these stacks anymore. These will all be gone and they'll all be in bags, and I'll show you some pictures of how they look when they're finished.